In life, that there's no guarantee you'll win if you stand up and fight, but if you don't stand up and fight, you're going to lose.
And yet, your drivers on the tube earn pretty good salary compared with other public service workers, even like compared with the police. I think, was it 50,000 a year starters for a tube driver?
Yeah.
That's bloody good. How do you do it?
Well, it's reasonable. It sounds good to a police officer or to a nurse because their pay's being held down low. But you don't get paid in society according to what skills you've got. You get paid in society on the basis of supply and demand.
You get a very divided press. I mean, you get really whacked in some newspapers. I mean, how do you handle that? Have you got a rhinoceros skin there, or are you a sensitive soul who doesn't like this stuff?
Well, I'm same as any other human being. It'd be nice if every newspaper said, you know, what a great bloke he was, but they only attack you when you're doing something.
I mean, you can't run RMT forever.
No.
Will you ever be tempted to run for mayor?
No, it's not in
Why
my...
not?
It's a graveyard job, isn't it, really, to be honest with you?
Well, it's not a graveyard job.
Step backwards, isn't it?
No, I mean, Boris is relatively young.
I'm not up for mayor. I want to be in the RMT, and I'm going to retire and put my feet up. That's what I'm going to do.
These people, Cameron, Clegg and Gore, have got to go. Comrades, this today is about solidarity more than anything else. Solidarity with the British working classes. Solidarity, brothers and sisters. Solidarity!
Try as I might, I couldn't see the flames of revolution fanning out from a half-empty Trafalgar Square. In our apolitical age, young Londoners aren't rushing to man the barricades. They'd sooner be out having fun with their mates. London is, of course, famous for being cool. Its creative industries play a huge part in defining the image of London, its art, fashion, and above all, its music. Disparate, idiosyncratic, and disorganized they may be, but that doesn't mean they don't have global reach, undeniable influence. And that's real power.
So here we are on deepest Bethnal Green. And all along here are these little car workshops giving you your MOTs. And in among them is one of the hottest recording studios in London. So let's go in.
I've been allowed behind the scenes to meet a singer who started out playing in local pubs. Within 3 years, her first album had gone platinum. Brit Award winner, Kate Nash.
Hello? Hello? May I come in? Hi. I'm Christopher. How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
Hello, my name's Christopher. Is there any city that you've come across that you think might offer young artists the same opportunities as London has done for you?
It can be really difficult being here. I don't always love it. I hate it sometimes. Like, I hate London.
When do you hate London?
Now.
Why do you hate London now?
It's a difficult place to be. It's sort of dirty and gritty, and you don't talk to people on the street. People are rude. Everyone's got their backs up. There's sarcasm. But it can also, in that sense, be really great when you're writing. I think when I'm writing, I like to be here because of that sort of toughness. Can be really inspiring, you know? There is so much happening here. Every night you could go and watch a gig, every night. And so you get exposed to a lot of different types of things, you know? It's not necessarily like everyone born and bred in London, but like a lot of people are drawn to the city. So that creates like a culture of... It's like a hub, isn't it? Of like, oh, there's always something new and exciting.
That girl is giving you the eye, and I don't like it how she makes you laugh so much. How when you're talking that you touch is instantly pretty and more interesting than me.
London's power to attract and inspire takes many forms. With hundreds of nationalities speaking 300 different languages and a long tradition of tolerance, it's truly a global magnet. Marx, Lenin and the ANC all use London as their base. And there are dozens of emigre communities with real clout working to effect change in their homeland. The Somalis in Whitechapel are just one of them. I'm on my way to see Abdi Rashid Douale, who owns Africa's largest money transfer company, Dahabshil. This is the main route by which Somalis abroad send $1.6 billion home each year. That's 25% of the country's GDP, effectively making it the National Bank of Somalia.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
Thank you.
And it's all based here in Whitechapel.
The Somalis went to all over the world.
Yeah.
If you go to Canada, Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
New York, you know,
They're everywhere.
Somalis are nomads. And of course, wherever they went to, we open our offices there. Now we operate nearly 155 countries.
Abdirashid's golden touch has not gone unnoticed.
The telephone might go one day.
Yeah.
And a voice say, we want you to be Prime Minister. Could that happen? Has anybody ever rung you and said,
Yes,
They have?
they asked me,
to be Prime Minister?
not to be Prime Minister, but they asked me a different role.
Can I push you and say, what do they offer you? Can I ask you?
They asked me to whether I would be interested to run a president position.
President?
Yeah, yeah.
And you said no.
I think I am good at business, and I don't want to be a politician, at least for now.
At least for now, yeah. Yeah, I can understand it. Hello, how are you?
Abdirashid was keen to show me the local seat of power and to introduce me to his network.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, how are you?
Zaitoon is a Bangladeshi Somali cafe, typical of Whitechapel.
There's even a cup of tea. That's your son, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. You are all leaders of your community, all the people around this
Yes,
table.
yes. And of
But it's
course,
a power centre here.
Exactly, a power center.
Yeah.
It's where we
Yeah.
share information.
My big question is, why come to London?
I feel at home here, you know. I don't feel isolated, you know. I can be in English if I want to be, you know. I can be Somali if I want to be.
And be a Londoner above all.
Yeah.
Would it be an exaggeration to describe you as a government in exile?
The Somalis here, you're talking about.
In this cafe, in this restaurant, have I found a government in exile?
Well, I think Somalis follow the Somali politics. Some of the cabinet are from London.
Yeah.
I understand even the, you know, Somaliland president used to live in London. So yes, they have a connection here. They want to be part of it. That's the beauty of being a British at the same time being Somali. You can be a British here and you can be back home, you know, Somalis and take influence.
London is home to 2 TV stations that broadcast to Somalis worldwide. With most of the media and money controlled from here, it's hardly surprising some of the biggest players in Somalia are based in London, not Mogadishu.
I've just had a glimpse into one of London's many immigrant communities. The interesting thing is that all of them, Nigerians, Somalis, Tamils, Poles, have each created their own network of power with an influence that extends way beyond London. This is one of the truest measures of the capital's global reach.
The City of London, arguably the most powerful financial centre in the world. It turns over $1.9 trillion a day in foreign exchange alone and accounts for 1 in 7 of London's jobs. It has its own police force, laws and government, all underpinned by an ancient and mysterious hierarchy. The city's livery companies were forged on the streets of medieval London and turned everyday trades into one of the city's original networks of power. Winston Churchill was a mercer. Margaret Thatcher is a poulter. But I am a stationer. And no, that doesn't mean that I sell paper clips.
Sir Christopher, Lady Mayor.
Welcome. Nigel, good evening. Upper Warden, very good to see you. How are you? How are you? I'm very well.
If you've been honoured with an invitation, this remains one of the best places to network.
I'm only a small junior.
Today, the Worshipful Company of Stationers represents the great and good in publishing and the media. I know I've made it around here as I'm seated on the top table. Although the stationers have only been networking this way for a mere 600 years, they honour an ancient Saxon ritual.
Oh dear, here we go. Right, now, toasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the master of his worship company drinks to your love and bid you all a hearty welcome.
The loving cup ceremony once served to deter assassination attempts. Today, it reinforces bonds within this closed, invitation-only network, where trusted allies watch your back. But behind the flummery lies real power.
Superbly done, if I may say so.
The livery companies began when elite tradesmen clubbed together to set the rules of the market. And ever since, they've been part of the fabric and governance of the City of London. This is the very heart of the establishment. It's the respect for tradition that helps give London the sense of security and stability that's so attractive in a turbulent world. And if it's in the establishment's very nature to maintain the old order, who's to say that livery companies won't carry on networking for centuries to come? So what of those who are excluded from the inner sanctum? I'm taking part in a brand new form of networking, free from the constraints of the ancient institutions and with a very different kind of power.
Today, I'm making a foray into social networking.
Hey guys, not long to go, so I've said it 1,000 times, but keep adding people into the group that you know will be interested to get as many people into the group as we possibly can.
I'm on a secret operation. Something big is going to happen over there. It's going to catch everyone by surprise, and I'm waiting for the signal.
Heralded as the driving force behind the Arab Spring and the London riots, today social media will have an equally meteoric impact on the life of one person. Through months of online canvassing, Jimmy has gathered together a group of total strangers for a very special task.
Your love keeps lifting me higher than I ever been lifted before. Josie, I love you so much, and by God's grace, I will always love you. Will you marry me?
Yes.
It turns out that my fellow flash mobbers are a talented bunch. Still, it's the enthusiasm that counts, right?
Your love is lifting me higher, lifting me higher, higher. Your love keeps lifting me higher, keeps on lifting me, lifting me higher and higher.
Well, you've just seen the power of social media, the ability to conjure up a crowd almost from nowhere. Now, last year, it was all about riots and violence, and this afternoon, it's about the joyous expression of love. I had tears in my eyes. Who says romance is dead in the digital age? Not me, mate.
It's clear that social networks are real game changers, and that this is their moment. They are open to all, immediate and dynamic. They threaten the old rules because they give ordinary people real power. One London-based social network is taking things a step further, using GPS technology to change the way we interact with those around us.
I'm on this social networking site that's called Badoo. And it's not quite like Facebook, because what this allows me to do is put my profile on, and it finds for me in the neighborhood people who want to meet me in one easy step. It's a way of meeting people. Some would say it's a kind of dating service.
The man behind Badoo is another Russian, Andrei Andreev.